lesson is called Tessellations. It is a visual art lesson completed by 5th graders. During the lesson, students will be learning about the life and work of famous optical artist M.C. Escher. They will be learning about the complementary colors and will be creating a tessellation. Here we see a few examples of student artwork of this project. According to the Sunshine State Standards of Florida, the project will meet content relating to skills and techniques. In skills and techniques, the students will be organizing two-dimensional media. They will be learning techniques and uses of art tools. They'll be using tools in a proper manner. Students will be organizing the elements and principles of design with a tessellation project. They will be applying good craftsmanship to their projects. In creation and communication, students will understand what makes art media, techniques, and processes different. Under the cultural and historical standard, students will understand the similarities and differences in works of art from a variety of sources. For aesthetic and critical analysis, they will develop criteria for the evaluation of artwork using appropriate vocabulary. For applications to life, students will know the types of tasks performed by various optical artists and the required training involved. In accordance with the National Technology Standards and Performance Indicators for students, students will apply existing knowledge to generate new ideas, products, or processes. They will create original artworks as a means of expression, and they will use models and simulations to explore complex issues. This will be done using the Shodor website, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. I'm not sure how to pronounce the website. Students will also plan and manage activities to develop a solution to complete a project. Using the Shodor site, students are deciding on the complementary color scheme for their artwork. According to the NETS for teachers, I will promote and support innovative thinking and inventiveness. I will promote student collaboration through the creative process. Students will gain a knowledge about the life and work of M.C. Escher. We will be discussing his artwork and training. They will apply learned skills to make a unique tessellation artwork, and they will identify and apply knowledge of complementary colors. The students will analyze and self-evaluate the completed projects, and the students will use interactive websites to create tessellations. In preparation to the lesson, I will be gathering the art materials which will be used. These materials are cut white cardstock, 4 inches by 4 inches, cut white paper, 12 inches by 12 inches, scissors, they'll be using masking tape, pencils, colored markers, thin and thick, and they'll be using prepared images on the computer of M.C. Escher's work. I will be preparing the websites for my lesson, which will be displayed on the projector, and I will also be preparing the students' computers for 5-minute interactive lessons. Students will be actively participating by observing the lesson I present at the start of class. They will be analyzing the work of M.C. Escher and the other optical artists. Students will be actively applying knowledge during the construction of their artwork. Each student will partake in a maximum 5-minute interactive tessellation creation website. For the learning impaired students, I will be supplying pre-drawn cards. Each student will have a completed sample card at their desk as they work for them to reference from. For the gifted students, I will offer a more difficult patterning project. I will observe and assist to ensure that the level is suitable and obtainable for each gifted student. The lesson can be adapted for various grade levels. There are many different methods to creating tessellation patterns, and the grade level will determine the level of advancement. For the assessment and evaluation, the students will be graded according to the following checklist. The students will complete a unique tessellation artwork. Students will color the artwork containing 2 complementary color schemes of their choice. students will contribute to a class demonstration where they will analyze and self-evaluate the completed projects. And the students will complete a 5-minute session on Tessellation website. Okay, now let's get to the lesson. As an introduction, I will be displaying an artwork on the projector which was done by Escher. I'll encourage a discussion about the artwork. For instance, I'll ask, what do these images look like? What do you think about the colors used? And how do you think the artist made the artwork? After the discussion, I will talk about the key terms listed, which are M.C. Escher and optical art, tessellation, primary colors which are red, blue, and yellow, the secondary colors which are green, purple, and orange. We will talk about the complementary colors which are orange and blue, yellow and purple, and red and green. What is a tessellation? Well, a tessellation is created when a shape is repeated over and over again, covering a plane without any gaps or overlaps. Another word for a tessellation is a tiling. The word tessellate means to form or arrange small squares in a checkered or mosaic pattern. The word tessellate is derived from the version of the Greek word tesseris, which in English means four. The first tilings were made from square tiles. Next, I will demonstrate how to create a tessellation using the Shodor website. This is the website they will be using during their student computer time. Okay, here are the steps for the art project. Using the 4-inch by 4-inch cut square piece of cardstock paper, the students will draw a random line on the square. They must touch edge to edge. Next, they need to make sure to have the lines intersect or cross each other when they draw their second line. So we're going to draw a second random line on the paper. And I like to tell my students to do it perpendicular to the first line to make it a little easier. Now they're going to cut out the shapes on the lines that they drew. And I numbered them 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I have my students do this. I encourage them to number their papers also so they don't get confused. Now they're going to erase the lines they see on the paper. Next, they're going to place the pieces together so that the corners of the squares are in the center. And if they pay attention to the numbers and they correlate it with what they see on the screen that I've showed them, they will see that they crisscross their pieces. Now they're going to tape their pieces together using the masking tape. And they need to decide what they think it looks like. So it may look like an animal, it may look like a person's face, and that's up to them, that's their decision. Now they're going to lay their stencil that they made, which now this is considered our tessellation stencil. They're going to lay it on the 12-inch by 12-inch white paper, and they're going to use a pencil to start tracing the stencil, and they should fit together to make like a puzzle piece. And on this one you can see that the tessellation shapes fit together perfectly if they've done it correctly. And for the last step, they're going to color in the shapes using the complementary color scheme that they've chosen, and hopefully the interactive website has let them figure out which scheme they would like to select. And the schemes once again are red and green, and this shows like a pink color and a green color. They can use blue and orange or yellow and purple. These are a few student examples of this project when I've done it with my students in the past. We see the one student thought their shape looked like a goldfish in the upper left-hand corner. The other student thought theirs looked like a monkey profile of a monkey's face. And there's a few on the bottom photograph that shows a frog and a ghost and a pig and a dinosaur. In summary and conclusion, this lesson incorporates connections to social studies and mathematics. assisted with the computer-generated tessellation maker. This will enhance the art making experience. These are my references. My references come from tessellations.org, from shodor.org, and once again I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it, and from mcescher.com. Thank you very much, and